Hi there, my name is Brian Maravich. I'm going to show you how I find images for my web pages and my products. The first place I go, and I kind of streamline this so that I'm not searching forever for images. But also I want to give you a note here that you should be very careful about the images you do use, because if you do not follow the guidelines, which I'll give you an example of, you can be subject to basically paying somebody a lot of money for using their images without their consent or not following the attribution that is required. So I'll give you a quick example. I bought a website template. You know, it's a framework of a website, and then you put all the content into it, and you can use it as many times as you want, depending on the license. So I bought an unlimited license to several website templates. And the header, which is the top part of every web page, you know, it's an image, like a header, like on a newspaper, but usually it's an image and a title of your website, that kind of thing. In the header of this template was an image, and I thought nothing of it. I was buying this template from this fairly well-known source. And in that header, which is across every page you use, right, is just a little image of a computer keyboard. And a couple years down the road, the person, I guess, who owns the copyrights to this little tiny image tried to get me to pay thousands of dollars for using that image on my website without their consent. So I had to go back and forth with them, and then the template owner, the people I bought it from, and then they stopped. The people I bought the template from just stopped trying to help me out here because they clearly were in the wrong. Anyway, it was a long, stressful time. I resolved it, but that's the kind of thing that can happen. So just be careful. Anyway, so the streamlined process is that first I go to Google. Let's say I'm looking for ocean waves to use in a website or something about the ocean. So I'll click on images. You can go up here, images, or click here, images. And so you can download some of these images just to look at now. So the first thing you want to do is go to advanced search. So if you're going to use this on your website, just for like for example, if it's an information website, what I do is I go down to here, usage rights, not filtered by license, and then free to use, share, or modify. So if you go to the top one, not filtered by license, you'll get tons of images to look at, but you got to be very careful about that. Free to use or share. If you click this, you're going to get less images that are available. I don't even know what this means. So this is the kind of language you've got to be careful about. Free to use or share even commercially, free to use, share, or modify, free to use, share, or modify even commercially. So the longer you go down this list, the less images are available for you. So if I'm just using if I'm writing an article, for example, about ocean waves or beaches or something, I would click this, free to use or use, share, or modify, click advanced search. And then I've got, this doesn't mean, they're going to give me a bunch of images to look at. It doesn't mean I can just copy the image and use it. So if I find an image that I like, let's say it's this one, I'll click on the image. It'll show a bigger view. As you can see, it's in the wikimedia.org, Commons. And then I'm going to go to the source of the image where it is on this web page. And instantly it's allowing me to download it or use this file or whatever, but you still have to be careful, okay? So if I want to use it, I'm going to go down here and look at the licensing. This is where you've got to read carefully and try to understand this stuff. I still don't understand all the language they use because lawyers just have a way of confusing me. So what I look for is something that is in the public domain that is copyright free that I can use without worrying about it. So this one has some strings attached, and you've got to click on this stuff and read it. And if you're comfortable with what you are required to do with this image, like basically in this case, it's probably going to tell me that if I want to use the image, I have to say who the person is that provided the image and link back to them. And there's also, sometimes you have to actually even link back to a licensing. Well, let's just click on, I'll show you. For example, This is the license they chose to attach to this image. So it says, you are free to share, copy, and redistribute the material in any medium or format. Oh, that's good. You can adapt it for any purpose, even commercially, but under the following terms. So this is this is where it gets confusing. You must give appropriate credit, and there's a link to what that means, and then indicate if changes were made, and then share alike. If you remix, transform, or build upon the material, you must distribute your contributions under the same license as the original. So I just don't even want to bother with this stuff, so I'm going to go back and keep looking until I can find something that's says, for example, that it's public domain. I don't have to worry about anything. I just use it, okay? And that's kind of difficult, especially the deeper you go into niches, but I'm sure I can find one somewhere if I keep going down here. That's a cool one. Okay, so if I can't find anything there, the next place I go that I like is the morgue file. So it's morgue file. Just do a search on Google. I'll click on free photos, and then I'll click here ocean, or type in ocean waves, or how about just waves? Okay, so this is kind of an interesting one. So if I see one I like, I'll click on it, and then I'll read if there's any licensing. So morgue file free photo, you are allowed to copy, distribute, transmit the work, and to adapt the work. Attribution is not required. Okay, I like that. Makes me feel good. You are prohibited from using this work in a standalone manner. So a standalone manner, that's another thing you need to, it's kind of like a legal phrase you're just going to have to figure out for yourself. To me, that means if I'm going to use it in a poster or something and sell it, or if I'm going to just have a web page, it's just this image that's standalone. So that's what I think it means. So if you think or find out something else, let me know. But that I feel comfortable using this photo on my website on an article that I'm doing related to the ocean or beaches or something. Okay, that's why I like the morgue file. It's there's quite a few images that don't have where you don't have to attribute the work. So morgue file, that's if I still can't find anything, I'll try another resource that is, well, it's okay. Let's see if they have something here. Waves. It's the public domain image, public-domain-image.com. Let's see if they have any waves for me. Lots of ads on this site. There are waves. This is a nice looking wave here, so I'll click on it. And again, you just have to do your due diligence. I really like that picture. It looks like Santa Cruz, but I could be wrong. So now a Asilomar Beach. That's close to me. Read this image. Copyright, Asilomar Beaches, waves, ocean, dusk, public domain image. It says public domain. This is why this site is a little, I'm not sure about it because they've got conflicting information. This file is in the public domain, not copyrighted, no rights reserved, free for any use. You can use this picture. Asilomar Beaches, waves, ocean, dust for any use, including commercial purposes, without the prior written permission and without fee or obligation. Wow, that makes me feel really good. And most people would stop there, except then it says, if you are going to publish, redistribute this image on the internet, place this link. So then I've got to place this long link, which I'm just not comfortable doing in some cases. I mean, if I really like the image, I'll do it, but it says up here, basically I can do anything I want. And then down here it says that I have to link to basically this website. So if I had more time, I might research the terms of use on this website and find out, or even email them and find out if this is actually absolutely necessary or if it's just their way of trying to get links back to their site, and maybe they'll let me, maybe I don't legally have to do that. So there you have it. It is a good image, so if I'm doing an article, I think I might just go ahead and use it and then place this link just to be safe. Okay, so that's it. That's the next resource, public domain images. And then another resource I like is Pixabay, Pixabay. Let's try waves here. Waves. At the top, it's probably an affiliate program. These are the Usually, I mean, this means Shutterstock is a paid image resource. They don't give you free images. So, see, it says sponsored images. But below that are the ones that are not sponsored. So here's a cool one. Let's check that out. Okay, so license CCO public domain. So you've got to click on the license to read it. It says free for commercial use, no attribution required. Okay, wow, I feel really good about that. It's a cool image. Except I'm going to click on this just to find out what it says. Downloading and use of images via download provided images on Pixabay are bound to Creative Commons deed CCO. To the extent possible under law, uploaders of Pixabay have waived all copyright and related or neighboring rights to these images. You are free to adapt and use the images for commercial purposes without attributing the original author or source. Although absolutely not required, a link back to Pixabay would be nice. Okay, so sounds good. Good image. I can use that, it sounds like, but I'm going to Creative Commons deed CCO. I'm going to click that and see what that reads. Okay, no copyright. Awesome. Okay, this is the kind of thing that I like. So, as you can see, if you streamline it and kind of follow this process that I'm following, you're going to find some images you can use. And in a lot of cases, you can use them any way you want. So if you're creating products, things of that nature, I think you'll find some good images using those resources. And I hope that helped you out. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. And post a comment if you have a question. If you have another resource you like, please share it with me. And we'll talk to you later. Thank you.